So when it goes to my association with the company secretary's profession, it is indeed very long. It is, I would say, I completed my CS in 2004, June 2004 examination I gave. And if I remember correctly, my ACS number, because I did not do any practice or I did not have that further opportunity to work in that sector. So my ACS number is 18958. And my father, for many years, Papa used to ensure that he pays the annual membership fees for renewal. Even though we knew that I am not going to use it professionally, but still, he being a chartered accountant, he always had that importance, and he always never let us forget the way all these professional qualifications, professional degrees, professional expertise have in our life. And I also realized that CS degree actually has helped me in my career as a civil servant, in my career in different profile during my postings also. So it was way back in 2003-04 when I was in my graduation days. It was from Delhi University SRCC Act. There was actually no idea in my mind that I have to be in civil services. It was all throughout like that, the family being headed by a person who is of commerce background, so we also took commerce in 11th and 12th. And because my elder sister was pursuing CA, so Papa said that okay, let her do company secretary course, let her be in the corporate sector in some other profile. So I started my CS at that time. It was allowed to have your foundation and your intermediate examinations along with your graduation. So I completed my inter till my graduation, even first part of the final examination also I gave when I was doing my graduation. And then suddenly this shift came in my mind. Why I'm sharing my story in brief with you all is that I can see some of the young professionals also here. So why I want to share my story is that one thing we have to understand that yes, becoming a company secretary is a matter of pride and privilege. But what do we actually become in our life? It depends on our vision. What do you actually manifest? How do you visualize yourself? And then what action do you take? These things will actually determine which path you lead to. And it is not at all important to have 10 degrees. Even simple graduate, even non-graduates, undergraduates. You see the startup world. They are doing so good. There are many such stories of people who did not even complete their graduation and still they have become entrepreneurs. So why I'm sharing is that what is in your mind, what is in your vision, that actually determines wherein you would be channelizing your efforts. So therefore that clarity is very, very important. So when I was in my graduation days, I was about to start my corporate professional career. I got my placement through my college in 2 of the good MNCs. But I read about civil services in one of the college magazines in my library. And when I read more about it, it gave a kind of an insight to me that I should try to be in civil services because it will give me a platform and an opportunity to work for the people at a larger platform, to work for the society. But then when I discussed this with my parents, with my father, nobody actually readily agreed because the first and most important question came in that you are just about to complete your professional qualification. Now why this shift required? And then the other associated very important aspect is that we know that the selection in civil services is not short. If I see the data today, it is like 10 lakh plus aspirants with the prelims form and the selection is in few hundreds. And if you talk about IAS, IPS, it is hardly 300 to 400 in totality. So this question was there, so this discussion went on for 5 to 6 months. And except my father, in our entire family, everybody has been in business. So my father was born in a village even distant from Panipat, Haryana. So Papa did his schooling in some part in Dharamgarh village, then he shifted to Panipat. From there he did his college. So everybody was in the business kind of a mindset, and that was a tradition in our family that for a female, especially if she does graduation, so that is the maximum, or that is enough for her. And then my cousins, their pattern was similar, that they were getting education up to graduation. That was also the maximum. In some cases even that was not there. Because we know that Haryana and even some parts of our, even northern parts and other parts of the country, they have been driven by patriarchy. So that mindset was still there and it is still there today, even though there is a lot of positive change. So then this discussion came in, but then I actually did not, I would say, budge. Then my father said, okay, if you want to do, you choose this career, but you have to know that you may not be able to make it. So what would be your plan B in your life? So by plan B, he meant that if you are investing 2 to 3 years into your civil services preparation, and if you're not able to clear it, then what will you do? So then I took his advice, which was very pragmatic advice, I would say. My graduation was by that time completed. I completed my CS in 2004 June examination I gave. In the same year, I started my LLB. I appeared for LLB entrance from Delhi University, Faculty of Law. I took admission. And because I was already a CS, I thought that I should not waste my professional qualification, and I also wanted to finance my higher studies, if not wholly, then at least to an extent. So I started my career, my first salary in my life has been working as a company secretary. So therefore, I actually owe a lot to this profession because my first salary which I received, which was, if I remember correctly, it was way back somewhere, I think in October or November 2004 only, or maybe Jan-Feb 2005, something like that. So that was through my professional degree as a company secretary. So I started my part-time job, I started my law, and my focus was, of course, on civil services preparation. So 3 years it took me to get into civil services. I qualified in 2008 examination. That was my second attempt. I did not clear in my first attempt. Therefore, a lot of apprehensions. Sanjay Malhotra sir is also from civil services, so he would also know what kind of pressure it takes you to be through that journey. And then till your last stage of final, you are not clear that you will be there, your name would be there, and even what would be your rank, because the rank decides the service allocation, and after the service allocation, your cadres are through a roster system. So all those things went on, but I think those 3 years were very much, I would say, years of reflection for me, because there were a lot of challenges, lot of pressures from the society, because so as to say I was sitting at home, because part-time work actually does not count because you are not entering the professional arena, and you are doing law, you are doing civil services, so there were a lot of questions from the society, from people around, and more than that, you have many times self-doubts, you have apprehensions, because 1, 2, 3, 4, these years are quite long period to sustain yourself. So I try to use my internal factors for motivation to, which I do even till now, because it is not that once you clear civil services, world becomes all rosy. No. Actually, the selection in civil services, I always say, is much easier. And after that, performing, after that, wherever you are posted, so ensuring that the way the policies and the programs are implemented to the 100% benefit of the beneficiary, that is in fact even more challenging. Pardon me, because I just had viral fever 3-4 days back and I still have a bad throat, so I have to take some water in between. So this has been like my journey for civil services. Why I am sharing it with the audience, because it is, of course, we are here for the foundation day and we have a technical theme for today, which is the relevance of the IBC, the bankruptcy code, and of course the Companies Act. I have seen the Companies Act का जो चेंज हुआ था MSc 21 के आने से पहले, तो उस टाइम में मेरी ROC में ट्रेनिंग हुआ करती थी, एंड वी हैव सीन द वे ROC वाज. जितने भी यहाँ सीनियर मेंबर्स हैं प्रोफेशन के, उन्होंने अपना प्रैक्टिस उस टाइम पे ही किया होगा. यू हैड लाइन्स एंड लाइन्स एंड फाइल्स धूल के अंदर हैं, और आपको 15 दिन जो SMTP के बाद में करने होते थे मैंडेटरी, दोज वर एक्चुअली वेरी ड्रेडेड काइंड ऑफ डेज. I remember we just used to hope it gets over soon. And now the change which we see today after the advent of MSc 21, it is remarkable. We have all kind of digital initiatives, and it is not only the corporate governance now. What we are talking about is the public governance. What we are talking about is the ethical governance. What we are talking about is the sustainable governance. So in all those aspects, the company secretary professionals have a very, very important role to play. Few months back, in the month of November only, I attended a global conference at London, which was by IOD, Institute of Directors, and therein I met Mr. Dhananjay Shukla ji, who at that time was the Vice President of ICSI. I recently got to know that he has been elected as the President of ICSI now. And there were also 3-4 other members from the CS profession. So therein also, the discussion was this only. There were corporates from all across India, the corporates from UK, the corporates from Dubai, the corporates from some, I think 15-16 countries was there. And the theme was this only: how do we align the corporate governance towards public governance and ensure that whatever we are doing, it is sustainable in nature. Because now we may not have incidents like Satyam and Enron. When these incidents happened, the entire corporate sector was shaken up. That how it happened, how it could happen. And then we saw so many regulations being coming up from the RBI, from SEBI. But now what is being talked about is that if we are talking about India becoming a 5 trillion economy or India becoming a Viksit Bharat, then what is the role of corporate professionals? What is the role of company secretaries in ensuring that yes, we are reaching up to that level? And when we are talking about India becoming a global superpower, we have seen across the world this motto, this slogan of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam being adopted. So Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one earth, one family, one future. And it is not only that we have to adopt their policies, regulations and guidelines. It is more of a mutual exchange, that we learn from their policies and they also learn from our policies. So it is more to have it the way we conduct ourselves, the way we align the interest of the company, the corporate sector, with the interest of the society, with the interest of the country. And it is also very important to understand that our role is important. Our role as company secretaries, our role as regulators, it is very, very important. When I actually cleared civil services, prior to that when I became company secretary, frankly this profession was a bit of overshadowed by the CA profession. And very rightly so, because वो 1949 में एक्ट आया, हमारा एक्ट आया 81 में. So they had so many years with them. And now when we see our profile, when we see our existence, it is way ahead. And I would say now, when I visit colleges, when I visit universities who are of commerce management background, I meet actually young people who are pursuing company secretary courses. So they come and meet me, they tell, because they also get to know that I am a company secretary. So they come and meet me, they say, ma'am, we are also doing company secretary course. So so this kind of zeal, enthusiasm is there. So what is now most important on all of us is that we have to have that zeal, we have to have that energy, we have to have that dynamism within us to how to make. So it is actually very, very important. And one more thing I would like to mention about my personal association with the company secretaries is that yes, my husband is also a company secretary. And I met him at Prasad Nagar. That was again 2003. So, and that is how our journey began. And he went into corporate sector earlier, and then I went into civil services. Then we got married. After our marriage, then he gave civil services examination and he got into IRS. So इसलिए CS का तो हमारी लाइफ में हमेशा से वो एक बॉन्डिंग रहेगा, बिकॉज हम मिले ही वहाँ पे, हमारी जर्नी वहाँ शुरू हुई. My professional journey started, my personal journey also started. So that is how that belongingness is always there. And I'm so sorry, I wanted to speak more, but my throat is not annoying. And what I can only say is that sky is the limit, and we just have to keep making our efforts. Swami Vivekananda ji had said that arise, awake, and do not stop until your goal is achieved. So we have to realize what is our goal, we have to realize what is our aim, what is our ambition, and we have to keep working on that. Whether you are working in a corporate firm, whether you are working with industry, whether you are working in your private capacity as a professional in practice, sky is actually the limit, and there is no end to what you aspire for. The only thing is your relentless efforts. And as we all know, once you actually, there is a quote by the famous author, Mr. Paul Coelho, from the novel The Alchemist, that when you aspire something genuinely from heart, the entire universe conspires, and it inspires you and it enables you to achieve what you want to achieve in your life. So I have always believed in the theory of karma. I have always believed in the importance of positive self-belief, in the importance of self-motivation. And whenever I am in self-doubt, I always try to get out of it as soon as I can. Because if you do not have confidence in your own self, then nobody else will have. That is very much sure कि अगर आप खुद पे विश्वास नहीं करेंगे तो दूसरा व्यक्ति तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं करेगा. So जरूरी क्या है कि हम अपने ऊपर विश्वास रखें, अपना दिशा में क्लैरिटी लेके आए, क्या हमें करना है, क्या करने से हम कहाँ तक जा सकते हैं और वहां तक कैसे पहुंचेंगे. वो रास्ते में कठिनाइयां आएंगी, बट कठिनाइयों से सीखना है. आपको कठिनाइयों से दूर नहीं जाना है, उनको फेस करना है, उनसे सीखना है. एंड we all have the capacity to do wonders. Our Honorable Prime Minister, sir, he has always laid emphasis on India's demographic dividend, India being the youngest country, of how we can contribute towards the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, how we can contribute towards making India a Viksit Bharat by 2047. So each one of us has a role to play, whether you become entrepreneur, whether you have a startup, or whether you are into practice, or whether you are even a homemaker. Every one of us has that role to contribute. So may we all keep that spirit within us, keep that confidence within us, and I would like to congratulate again the entire fraternity of the company secretaries who are associated with the ICSI NIRC chapter Chandigarh, and may you all keep contributing to the professional growth of this esteemed profession, and may we all always keep flying the Tiranga of our country very, very high wherever we are. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.